Hi there, this is Kevin from Roguedeckbuilder.com here with match number 2 with Immortal Spam. I should quit calling it that now because I'm down to 1 Immortal Servitude. The changes I made since the last, I didn't put in another Profit Loss. What I did is added 4 Mutavaults, and I put Immortal Servitude the sideboard as, I think in main board all I want is really 1 Immortal Servitude. And I added a Civic Saber because we have Rakdos Cackler, Judge's Familiar, Dryad Militant. I'm hoping it might actually be very good to go first turn in one of those, second turn Civic Saber, and you've kind of got a beater here. We finally have a pump spell in our, or an R in our first hand. No, I'd not like to mulligan. We have the Mutavault. We're going to see how well these work. But I can start off with a Dryad Militant. It looks like it's going to be a mono blue devotion deck again, so kind of a bad matchup for us. This deck is everywhere still, I guess. I know I talked about it last time with how I'm seeing less and less, or would expect to see less and less mono blue, and I think the prices of MTGO have reflected that, as all of the cards in mono blue have just bottomed out again. They spiked up like 20 tickets, and now they've lost 15 tickets. Both FASA and the Master Waves are down to 8 tickets, which they were up to like 25 tickets, because I think people are really starting to see the holes of this deck. It's good against mono red aggro, it's good against Boros aggro, but it's not the greatest against other decks like that. So I'm going to just take some damage here. He might actually just, the thing is, he is very aggro if he's got a Master Waves in his deck. Again, this deck is so Master Waves dependent, but they do have a lot of ways to scry through it to find their Master Waves. So Profit Loss is going to be great in this matchup again. I'm going to get a little bit land flooded again, so that is definitely a bit of a problem. We're going to Squadron Hawk here. And next turn we do have Spear of Heliod to pump up our dudes. But I need more creatures again, and I think maybe I need to go up a few more creatures. He could actually Thassa here. You know, Judge is familiar. No, he's not. Yes, he's going to attack the Judge's Familiar. I could care less about taking 2 damage. That's what makes this deck so awkward, though, this this mono blue devotion deck, is if you don't have your Master Waves or Thassa, it is just like a very, very awkward, weak deck that has a bunch of just like a 1-1 for 1, a 1-3 for 2 type deck, and it's not as aggressive as you need to be against like mono black devotion. So let's Righteous Charge again as a sorcery speed. Oh, I hate that. So I think the right play is, I could Soldier Pantheon here and maybe just go for an aggressive. If I drop this and drop the Soldier Pantheon, might be in my best interest just to get rid of that Nightveil Spectre, though. So I'm going to get in for some damage. I highly doubt he blocks anything here. And if he does, he loses Nightveil Spectre. All right, it's going to be 2 for 1 here, but that's fine. This kills his devotion, and I get in there for and I get in there for 4 damage. Next turn we can both Spear of Heliod and Soldier Pantheon. And he loses a Nightveil Spectre, which a lot of times is critical. He could get a Master of Waves here, or a Thassa. It's going to be a Raptor. And a Tidebinder Mage that actually does work against my 1 of Dryad Militant. That is, or my 4 of Dryad Militant, which is a bit of an issue here. Again, we're going to be taking some damage, but he's out of cards, and he needed that Nightveil Spectre, so I'm actually okay with that trade now. 4 damage and a card and a Suntail Hawk for Nightveil Spectre. I can stomach that. So another Plains. At this point, it's okay because we actually do need a little bit of mana attack to activate our Mutavault. Still getting mana flooded, though. Very surprised by that with a 20-card deck. I guess I just have to play a lot of different matches to actually see how well the mana base is, and maybe we could actually even go down. So Soldier Pantheon is going to come out. A Spear of Heliod is going to come out. And these flyers are going to continue to knock me down a bit. He could actually just have a Master Waves in his hand. And if that's the case, he just had the God draw. It's going to be a Thassa. Yeah, Thassa is actually doing quite well in this deck, this blue deck. It's going to tag this Tidebinder Mage, and it's very, very tempting just to kill it. 1, 2, 3. It would, yeah, because if I kill a Tidebinder Mage here, then he's off devotion. And I can start beating him down, actually. So that was a poor attack on his part. Really poor attack, because this gets me back in this game. As, not liking that black. What is up with this? So I'm not going to show him that I am a black deck. He can't activate that. Cool thing is I can keep up the Spear of Heliod. He's going to take 6 here, or he's going to lose a guy. He needs to get back in the devotion range. But nothing I can do when I continuously get mana flooded here. How many lands in a row is that I've drawn a land now? Again for the 3rd straight game. He can't really attack in favorably with the Spear of Heliod, because I can actually kill a creature. He's going to be able to scry into something, though, is the problem. And I hope it's not a Master of Waves. But he had a land in hand then. It's going to be a Frostburn Weird, which activates and evolves his guy again. Wow, so the Cloudfin Raptor is really, really good in this deck as it gets evolved by everything. But it still is like, I'm still sticking to the fact that this is kind of a clunky little deck, as he... So it's going to be killing the Cloudfin Raptor here. I'm going to be taking some damage. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's exactly 12. Never mind. I just die here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. 5, 10, 11, 12. That's 12. All right. Well, I think we would have been okay down the road. Again, the profit loss is going to come in. I don't think the Orzhov Charms need to come in. Maybe they do. Destroy Trigger, like a toughness, though, is the problem. I don't think the Brave the Elements need to come in, or I'm going to try this Blind Obedience. I'm going to take out the Civic Saber here, as we're bringing in, and we're bringing in some pump spells, so I think I can take out the Fortifies for the profit losses. And I'm going to try it like this. And we're just going to try to out aggro him. Yes, we'd like to play first. All right, we're going to keep a 1-land hand and see how well it works. No, not like to mulligan. I'm going to start off with probably a Cackler or a Soldier of Pantheon. And now we need a land. But if he doesn't have a first turn play, which they usually just have Judge's Familiar and Cloudfin Raptor, yeah. Those are usually the cards they have. And Judge's Familiar would have gained me a life and allowed me to swing in for a free swing. I'm going to be able to swing in here as well. Unfortunately, we don't get a land that we needed. So still, it's kind of poor videos. The mana flooded, mana screwed. The first game that we played, we kind of had awkward amount of creature count. This, now we have all of our creatures and no pump spells. Probably got 2 2-1s on the board. Got all these other 2-1s. All we need to draw into is 2 more lands and a pump spell, and we can take this game back. That's going to evolve it, but it's only be a 1-2. If he wants to trade with the Soldier Pantheon, I might be okay with that. He can't block these guys. Yeah, so he's just going to attack in. I'm fine with that. Down to 19. Come on, land. One time. One land. Boros Elite, which is probably what I'm going to cast. As it's a little bit stronger if I decide to attack in with both. 3. Yeah, I'm going to actually go with a Cackler. And unleash it. So hopefully we can find some non-mono blue devotion games here. And man, if everyone's going to run mono blue devotion, it's time to just play white blue control. Oh geez, I forgot about that. He's a red card. So very, very poor decision on my part, because I knew he probably had a Tidebinder Mage in his hand. And actually taps down the Cackler. So, hate when this happens. So he's going to attack into the Frostburn. Weird is it. Yeah, that allows him to leave back, and he can pump it. I don't know why he didn't pump it there, unless he's got another Cloudfin Raptor in his hand. But, wow, just... So, here you go. If your metagame actually does have this like crazy, just run Supreme Verdicts, and then they lose, basically. And all they really have is Thassa. Okay, this is... Alright, this is getting a little bit ridiculous, where... When this happens like this. So, I'm not going to throw out another green. We're just going to throw out a Boros Elite. Pass the turn. And, yeah, eventually maybe draw into some lands, some pumps, and not every one of our 1-drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 out of our 24. So how many creatures we're running now? 26. So I upped the creature count because I'm getting flooded with pump spells, and now I'm getting flooded with non-pump spells. So, I mean, a Master Waves can just come out here and kill me here. I can't even draw into a Profit Loss by that time. These needed to be lands and a Profit Loss, and we would have been great. But it's probably going to be a Nightvale Spectre, a Wall of Frost, which does evolve. Yeah, everything in this deck does evolve a Cloudfin Raptor. He decides not to attack in. Alright, now I think he's just messing with me. So we can Judge his Familiar. And Judge his Familiar. And again, can't attack into anything. But we're a couple lands away and Righteous Charge from just plain winning this. Unless a Master of Waves comes down here. And then we basically have to top deck into a... Okay, it's going to be a Nightvale Spectre. Which might get him card advantage. But yeah, this matchup just matches up very well versus my deck. We can throw out another Suntail Hawk. And a Militant. And to get a Spear of Heliod would be so good. I don't know if at this point we just group block the Nightvale Spectre. But, I mean, if this is a Master of Waves... Okay, it's gonna be game. We have no way to kill off the Master of Waves. No first strike. And attacking with that, I don't think we get... We could kill it, and he could kill 2 of them. But I don't think that's the way to go. Gets a Torment Hero I didn't want. And there's our third land. It's just going to be game. He swings with 2, 4, 6, 8. He swings with the Master of Waves. Next turn I take 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Yeah, it's going to be game here. Unfortunately, we don't draw into that Profit Loss. There is the Path to Bravery find that would have helped us with the... Would have helped a little bit with the flood of creatures, but we still need the land. So again, we have to look at our deck and see what we need to change. I'm getting a little bit frustrated though, because it's, in theory, this should work. I shouldn't get every land or every creature, no lands. I mean, you should get a mix of these, and I haven't seen that type of deck yet. Anyway, this is Kevin with Roguedeckbuilder.com. We'll play 2 more matches. Thanks for watching.